This shit's fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back again. It has been such a long time. We are on PTG Pin the Gas podcast, episode number 8, the Upside Down Infinity. And of course, I am your host, Cool Jules, and we are joined by Chris the Show, Simko, and my man, Andy and Delis Rowe. How we doing, boys?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Feel good to be back.
What's up, everybody?
Boy.
Yes, sir.
It
Glad
is
to be
great.
back.
It is
Yes,
great.
it is.
It has been a crazy break.
It's a long summer, boys. It's been a long summer.
It's been too long.
I had World Superbike and I had Moto America to keep me busy.
That's right.
Man. So, before we get started, I want to introduce a sponsor to our show. They are a new sponsor, and I believe I mentioned it last time. It is BRAP Life Clothing. Go ahead and check them out at braplife.uk. I think I messed that up, but I'm going to put a link in the description below. Get you guys some BRAP Life merchandise. Now,
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, we, in our email, in our little company podcast email, we have the images so that we can finally start making merchandise. So hopefully one of us could get like a sample out and like see what it looks like having official PTG merchandise.
You just send me the picture you want to print, and I'll take it to my T-shirt guy, and I'll make it happen.
Yeah, well, I got the email, Jules. I was thinking about doing a shirt for when we link up over in New Jersey.
Oh, so we just get it all done at one time.
I mean, I was just gonna go and visit my local mall, and I'm sure probably your local mall got like one, print guy or something like that does T-shirts.
Or somebody local, yeah.
They definitely do. And Chris, you better freaking be there, bro. Like, I will help spot
hey,
a ticket.
I'm doing everything I can to make it, believe me.
Is it like a scheduling thing?
Kind of both.
I was about to say, man, like I'll help out as much as I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
well, Chris, if you don't make it, I'm gonna swing by either on the way up or the way down to come and pay you a visit with the family.
Absolutely.
We'll find a way.
We will find a way to make it happen.
Ultimately, we can unite the PTG boys in one place.
We will.
Especially it's in a place where I'm semi close to. You're also in the Northeast, and Andy is from Jersey, so it's a perfect concoction of PTG juice at one time. That is gross. Let's not say that again. So, gentlemen, Silverstone. Oh shoot, I think we froze. Never mind. So Silverstone, right? What a weekend Silverstone was. I was listening to Crash podcast because no one said anything about podcasts to other podcasts. We get information from each other,
right?
And Crash
I did the same
stuff first. Lucky bastards.
You're talking about Crash.net?
Yeah. Cool guys.
Yeah.
Little bit of sleep.
Yeah.
But cool guys. They were actually in attendance, and they said something that I said about Coda this year is the attendance was kind of shot, meaning there wasn't really a lot of people there. And I think he said there was about 40,000 people, and I don't know how many people there was in Coda, but there was significantly less people this season
than the prior
years. Yeah,
I agree.
And Britain is synonymous with having very cloudy and rainy weather, but they had a beautiful freaking weekend. It was dry.
It was a gorgeous
weekend. So what can MotoGP do to put more asses in those seats?
Well, it ain't the weather. I mean, my buddy over in the UK told me that it's extremely hot over there.
So?
And he blames it on global warming because it's typically not like that over there. Especially in the summer, it's rainy or little chilly. And this year they got like a heat wave. The track I think was like 110 degrees or something like that. So very hot.
A heat wave, just like New York is right now.
Just like we have, yeah.
Just like you have it. God dang. So it is a global warming thing. But I think
global warming. Yeah.
I think it's much more than just the. I mean, you don't get clear weather in Silverstone that often. So
No.
and the ticket prices were around like what 90. They said 90 pounds, which I'm assuming is like 100, $120.
105 or whatever it
105,
is.
something like that.
Yeah, it's like
something
120,
like
and
that.
it's reachable. It's reachable to the
Right.
masses. I think the year before, something like that, the tickets were outrageous. You know, and this year they had everything. They had a good deal on the
They had some great
prices.
entertainment.
They had the seats. The seats were packed. There were people in the seats, and in the weather, even though it was warm for somebody that lives in the UK, was still pleasurable to be out there. I'm sure they all probably walked out looking
Because
like
it's
lobsters,
dry,
you know,
because it's
because
dry.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
because it's dry. Yeah. Well, I mean, the sun's probably getting a little closer to Earth
yeah.
too.
Could be,
Yeah.
you know. Plus, I think a lot of people are still scared of the whole COVID pandemic.
COVID.
So
yeah.
you think hold on, I'm just putting the results here. So you think it's a little bit of a COVID scare, maybe?
I do.
Mixture of all.
Interesting take.
And Rossi
Rossi's
not
there.
being in
So
Rossi
what?
not being
Again,
there.
we're-
The reason, Jules, the reason why we had a decrease of people visiting Coda this year is because Rossi retired.
Right, but
Yeah.
like I mentioned, it's going through a generational shift. So if we are getting new fans, so I think this is ultimately coming down to how MotoGP is promoted. Because again, MotoGP is not promoted like Formula One is.
No.
MotoGP is not promoted like Moto America is. The promotion behind Moto America has gone insane this year. Again, thanks to Danilo Petrucci, but
Moto America is
It is
great,
great.
especially with that
oh
movie.
yeah, the pressure. to rise.
That show alone,
It's awesome.
yeah, Pressure to
Which-
Rise. It's
It
awesome.
really
MotoGP
is.
could do the same thing. They don't have to go through Amazon. They could just make a YouTube page for it. Anyway, we're and
They messed up with Amazon,
and
I
World
think.
Superbike, the competition behind the Three Kings sells the thing themselves, and they've been getting
It does.
Yeah.
World Superbike has been getting really good attendance. So I'm
It's
like,
really good.
what is MotoGP doing wrong? Like why? Like, are the tickets too expensive too?
We going. No, I think we're probably going to a transition. You have the new guys. We have the new guys that are coming up. You know, a lot of new generation, new riders are coming up to race to MotoGP and things like that. Moto 2, Moto 3. They changed the to be racing, so to keep them all in the same class. You had Rossi leave.
Marc Marquez got
You know,
hurt and has been out.
Marc Marquez is
True.
thank you, Chris.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
Chris.
true.
Yep. So a lot of things has been going on. That's probably been, you know, showing the numbers on the stands and
That
you know.
that actually makes sense. Funny you bring that up because with Marc Marquez has the second largest fan base next to Rossi, so
Besides
him
Rossi.
Yes.
being there,
Besides Rossi.
I guess that makes sense. Fabio, you better step up and get France on your
Step
back,
up.
bro, because
That's it.
you can't be what.
Well, Fabio's doing his part. He's taking his shirt off. He's showing it
But-
to the ladies. I think he's doing what he's
But
supposed to
He
be
got the
doing.
Eminem
Yeah,
hairstyle.
these guys got the
Yeah, you got
blonde,
Eminem,
he's sitting in
yeah.
the Formula One car trying to take Hamilton's seat. But the thing is, the thing with that is yes, Fabio is the it guy for MotoGP right now, but he doesn't have that
Charisma.
that charisma, that grit that that Rossi had. Rossi was like he was big. Everybody loved this dude, and if there were people that
Go.
hated him, they made sure that there was a lot of people. That way, you know, both sides of people that hated him, people that loved him, watched as a unit. Marc Marquez is a dog. He talks shit. He pushes people out the way. He makes the sport exciting. Fabio was like he's a good race. He's very nice. He's a very nice guy. No, we're all family here. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want you to say that everybody else sucks.
Hey.
Like,
That's it.
Hey, it's funny, Jules, that you brought this up because I had a conversation with Chris actually about this like 3 days ago. And I don't know if you remember about this, Chris, where we talked about different eras,
We did.
different motorcycles that were being raced during those times. Old era versus new era back then was Rossi as a young boy coming up into the game, you know, where he had battles with
Biaggi, Juvenile.
Biaggi, I was gonna
Hayden.
say especially.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, so now we're going through the same transition, but with this new generation of racers, which I'm now old. Now I'm older. Now I got gray hairs, and I feel like that one guy that was older than me telling me about this, that, and the other, and now you're in my position, Jules.
As a new,
you know what I mean?
Getting into the sport,
yeah.
To me,
and it's awesome and exciting. Dude.
It really is. I had this conversation with another buddy of mine, and he was talking about how Marc Marquez. He's a huge Marc Marquez fan, and I'm like, look, he's great. Nobody denies his talent. Mm-hmm. This is my thing when it comes to Rossi and the all-time greats is when Rossi raced, he did the 125, the 252 stroke, the 500 stroke, then switched to the V5 4-stroke. Not only did he then
800 cc's, I think
then
it was.
went back to the thousands, but not only that, he had to progress his riding style throughout every stage of that career in that transitional step, right?
That's
From
right.
Bridgestones to Michelin's and back again.
Correct.
So until Marc Marquez goes to a completely different KTM on completely different tires.
Damn, he said it on video.
Yeah.
He said it on video.
Don't come at me with how Marc Marquez is the greatest of all time. You are not the
goat. Hey,
not the goat.
Hey,
straight up.
Chris, low key like you.
My God, dude. And you know what? The guy won't gain respect. Mark won't gain respect from some
the
people
older
like myself, from the older generation, until he's able to prove himself to us that he can do that.
And it's such a large stepping stone to take because even the gap between so Rossi's right here, Marc is right here, right? Some may argue it's closer, some might argue it's further. But the gap between
my hair's just standing up, dude,
and Fabio is so far apart. I mean, granted, Fabio just started, but not in terms of just like wins or like performance, just in terms of everything, the charisma, the merchandise,
the presence,
the presence, the
aura
fans, the aura he brings. Like he doesn't scream like I'm the man of this sport. This is my thing. Like he's more of just like, we're all talented. It's all a competitive feel. Like no, you're the champion. Act like a champion. Take the throne. Take it, and don't give that thing
by the
up.
horns.
Yeah,
like Ross used to do. So him and Juvenile got in a big battle, 2004, 2005, and then he told Juvenile, "You won't never win a race again." And guess what?
Right?
Gibberno. Yeah, he never won a race again. Yes.
I don't even know what you're talking about, and that just sounds freaking phenomenal. Casey Stoner was a dog too, and they hated each other. And I saw the race, by the way, and I was like, oh my God, yo, this is insane. But the competition is just not as gritty as it used to be. That's why a lot of people are very invested in World Superbike, because those three, I guess I can throw in Scott Redding too. They're all trying to kill each other.
Wow, Jules, I got a question, bro. Are you trying to say we missing the talent kind of in a way?
MotoGP is extremely talented. All these guys are extremely talented, but they're all robots.
Yeah.
They're literally all robots. The only one, and I wish that he wasn't scrutinized for this, but one guy or two guys I can say that have that sort of potential presence, just doesn't have the performance to back it up, is Maverick Vinales.
Miller.
I mean, but Miller loves everybody, and everybody.
Who's the other
Miller.
one?
But I'm just saying in terms of like an anti-hero, like Maverick Vinales or Alicia Spargaro, like those two. The Aprilia boys, coincidentally.
You don't have really a villain and a good guy now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everyone's cool with each other. However, Maverick could be that villain if he could back it up with his performances. Like, if he's gotten more wins and more podiums.
Yeah, I think with the Maverick issue is more mental problems. And not only just that. Now, remember that the guy just jumped off from the Yamaha, riding the Aprilia. It took him a little while, but he got where he needed to be. He's there now. But it's mental. It's mental.
An ideal villain, like a Jorge Lorenzo
to
a Rossi.
Yeah, I think he would.
Maverick's very talented, man. He's if you notice from the race, the last 3 laps, he was either pushing a little bit too much or he's losing concentration, because it's a couple of laps he went in a little bit too deep or a little bit too wide, and he lost time and allowed Miller to catch up right behind.
He's starting to get very acquainted with that machine. He's looking really good. Yeah,
with the Aprilia. Really Maverick. We can definitely agree the Aprilia is definitely competitive.
100%,
for sure.
100%. So, go ahead, Chris.
Maverick's starting to shine. I think he's doing really well. I just don't think he has that raw killer edge like Marquez and Rossi's got.
Not yet.
You know, he has to have. You got to have that edge to be up front and to run with these guys day in, day out. Right? You can be good.
Got to be willing to risk it all.
You gotta. Hey, I'm gonna die today. I'm gonna win this race.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, you gotta be. You gotta come with your colors. You come in a battle.
You gotta forget your little kid at home. Yep. You gotta forget
for
your
Sunday,
wife.
Yeah.
You got to put your balls on the line and say, "This is
go out there to kill."
This is why I'm here. This is why I've done it since day one.
And that's something that I wish riders like Fabio and Pecco had, because those two are arguably, despite the performances of Pecco, those two are the blue versus red. They are the top two dogs in this racing series, but they're friends, they're boys. And I'm not saying that you can't be friends, but save that shit till the end of the season. We need more drama, because these people, we need something to latch onto. Like as a new fan, we look at personalities, we look at how this person behaves. We like all racing aside, but that's just me looking at it through like a promotional point of view. But in terms of performances, we have Pecco who won, and then you have Vinales who got second, and Jack Miller,
Third.
My God, third place.
It's Miller time.
It's Miller time.
Yeah, Miller managed to finish this race with a soft front.
He did,
battling
with a
that
hard
tire,
rear.
with a hard rear. Let me tell you, he said, and I posted about this on the page, on the Facebook page. I said, he actually says that I had to go from riding my motorcycle with the front tire, and I had to switch and had to ride it with the rear because I had no tire left in the front. It was too hot.
That was why, like, in some of the slow motion shots, he was literally like fishtailing the bike every corner.
Yes,
that takes.
Yes,
if whoever watches, right, and you're still new to the sport, that's what separates the men from the boys. These guys are professionals for a reason, because they're able to adapt to any sort of situation. And it's insane to see what Miller did, especially in slow motion. I'm like, whew. Because if that was me, I would have died. I would have died. I would have fell out of my seat.
That'd have been a good way to go.
It would have been. I died with speed.
Honestly, guys, I thought Miller was going to crash, guys. I honestly thought Miller was going to crash with that front tire. I knew it from the beginning. Because everybody else went out with the soft, but they switched tires on the track to medium tires, and he was the only one that kept the soft. Yeah, and you can see it at the last couple laps, man. He's just struggling, and he just doesn't have the speed. But Jack Miller, being Jack, he managed to finish and bring it in for P3. That's awesome.
If you see the times here, even with the front tire practically deteriorated, he was still able to open up more than a second and a half gap between him and Bastianini, which is incredibly impressive. Look how close the
Wait, we're gonna talk about Enea now. Oh my God, Enea, that was a okay. I'll slow down because that was like crazy.
I don't know if you have the full times with you. But what I'm looking at is, so you have Bagnaia, and then you have Vinales, who's a little less than half a second behind him, and
just
Jack
right
Miller,
behind him,
who's half a second slower than Bagnaia. Look how close that top three was, and Jack Miller did that with a screwed up tire.
Front tire.
They're all close, right?
They're
all
close.
very close,
but
right?
Then when you go to fourth, fifth, and sixth, these guys were so good. Bastianini had a battle with Martin, and then Oliveira, Rins, Quartararo, and Espargaro.
Maverick too.
Yeah, it was a great battle.
But let me listen, guys. This track had a record lap time of 1:59.989 or something like that. I think it was.
It was like
it was Marc Marquez lap time.
Yeah, they got in a 1:57.7 something.
Dude, the Ducatis destroyed this lap time. And I was talking to Chris about it. I was like, hey, Chris, I don't know if I should do the 1:59.
Me too.
1:50. 158, 158,000, 157,999, and then they go to 157.7 something. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Dude, honestly,
They
I was
destroyed
going to
it.
put in like a 157.4. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go way down with you, but I didn't. And
It's always either Enea or Jorge Martin or Pico that destroys that lap time.
Spargo did it.
But see,
He was the first one to do it.
Spargo,
Yeah,
dude, with I thought 2 broken ankles. I thought he had 2 broken. Today I confirm it only had one.
Broken.
It was a fracture. It wasn't broken. It was a
hurts like all
fracture. It was a
hell.
fracture,
My
not
ring
broken, but hurts like hell. And he managed to do that. I was like, I was amazed. I will always be an Aprilia fan.
300 Spartans.
It was a wonderful fight with the Aprilias.
Yes.
Can I play like fake fanboy?
Yeah.
Mark fanboy right now. Just fake fanboy Mark right now. Ride height devices, whole shot devices, upgraded aero packages. If you give a healthy Mark all those.
Look at this guy.
If you gave Mark all 3 of those things, I think he'd be in the 157 himself. Devil's advocate. But so
That's awesome.
I actually want to. I'm actually really interested to know. I'm very interested to know, Chris. Who was your rider of the weekend outside of the podium?
Alicia Spargo.
I agree. Why?
Alicia Spargo. Coming back from that vicious high side in the first lap after coming back, breaking the track record. I just know nothing else to say.
Yeah. With half.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
right.
Alex did an amazing job. Now I want to talk about Enea Bastianini. He came in fourth, P4. He battled all the way from P16, I believe, or P17. I believe.
He started
something like
at
that.
P8, but fell all the way back at the beginning and then come back. Yeah.
Okay, so he battled. Not only just that, he lost one of his wings in the very first turn.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he Brad Binder that. Yes, because Brad Binder had the same issue, and he rode all the way. I would have been in air. I would have knocked that other wing and would have went all the way to first place. Because I'm sure that bike probably was riding one way, pulling to one side.
Was it Martin that hit him?
I'm sure it did.
Somebody who hit him? Or was it Oliveira? I forgot who hit him.
I think who was it?
Or Benzit.
Was it Miller?
I believe it. No, I believe it was Jorge Martin or one of the KTMs or something like that hit him.
Took out his wing. What is it with people taking out each other's wings? See, we're
Well, is that they got crumbed up in the beginning. Maverick had the same issue where he got closed in between who was it? 2 other riders, and if he wouldn't let off the gas, he would have crashed.
What is that stupid freaking fish flap shark fin that Ducati had? Like
the dinosaur?
They say it gives it better rear stabilization on the back.
It's the dinosaur.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
It is getting
ridiculous. All that
Yeah,
shit.
let's
rod
go
height,
back.
arrows.
Let's go back to straight up performance, and people wonder why I watch World Superbike more, because these are bikes that don't need. I mean, obviously, race bikes have their aero, but these are bikes that we can relate to. But anywho, these bikes are turning into planes on 2 wheels, and I'm getting sick of it.
Or British Superbikes, because they're like World Superbike without the traction control.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I need to watch British Superbike.
Hey, talking about BSB. Talking about BSB, I read Tito Rabat is gonna do an entry to BSB now.
He is.
Like, let's just.
I hope so. I always liked Tito. Tito was really cool.
I like him too, and he always gets shuffled around. Always on the back end of the line.
And he was always really friendly at the track. You could approach him, get pictures. He smiled. He would talk to you. He's really cool. I love people like that.
He's a champ.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I like people like that. I don't like it when you really look up to somebody for X amount of time and you finally meet them and they're just a dick.
He's an
asshole.
asshole.
It's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Man, fuck you. I spent goddamn $10,000 on your merch over the past X amount of years. I'm gonna burn it all now.
What did you, Chris? You probably met more people than we did. Was there anybody that you've had a bad experience meeting? Josh Herron.
No. listen. Honestly,
Nah, Josh, my bad, bro. I'm just kidding, Josh. I'm just kidding.
we love you, Josh. Casey Stoner.
I feel like you told me that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, Casey Stoner.
Why?
Because he was the only MotoGP rider that I ever asked to get an autograph and a picture, and he flat out said no.
No way.
No?
Straight up.
What?
And one more, hold up. Jorge Lorenzo, when I met him in either 08 or 09, I got a picture with him at an Indy, but I had to take off my Valentino Rossi t-shirt hat to get a picture with him.
For him?
For him. So I did it.
Get out.
No bullshit, dude.
That's a
Oh
dog.
my God.
Hey, when we get off this off of this podcast,
The podcast?
I'll show you guys a lot of pictures of me with all these riders, man. Yeah, I met a lot
Jorge.
But that's entertaining.
Jorge,
I got some
damn
stories.
you,
Yeah.
Jorge. Yo, that's
freaking
Spartan,
great.
bro.
That shows competition.
That was the friction of that.
The friction.
I'm pretty sure they don't even wish each other happy birthday.
So I was standing right outside the Clinic Mobile, right? And his manager brought him in. And I was like, yo, man, can I get a picture with Jorge when he comes out? He's like, well, you're a Rossi fan because you got all the stuff on. So I quick made up an excuse. I said, my daddy just bought me all this stuff because he's the one that just got me into this. So he's the one that strapped me out with this. But I like Jorge,
Chris!
So I really like a picture. He said, okay. So I was like,
Chris is out there shirtless with a
and as
picture.
soon as he left, VR46 back on, baby.
All day.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
you got to do what you got to do to get pictures with all these guys, right? Because to me, autographs are cool. I'd rather have a picture. Picture speaks more volume.
Yeah, it speaks
I
1,000.
can bullshit
Yeah.
autograph, but a picture, that's.
I agree. I agree.
You can
Right?
show your friends,
Right.
and you can have the mental
nowadays we have
history,
videos.
and it holds. Capture the moment. Capture the moment.
Which I still haven't done yet. But back.
Jorge, damn
Hey,
you.
man,
you
straight
can't,
up.
like,
You gotta love it.
I like one thing you guys. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I like the villains. I like the people that everyone hates, especially if they perform well. So Jorge Lorenzo is a huge villain, but he performs well. So I like him.
Yo, that guy's on rails.
Marc Marquez.
He's a smooth. It's
Marc
bread
Marquez
and butter with him.
arguably
Hammer and
is
butter.
a villain.
The
You don't think
opposite.
Marc Marquez
He
is a villain? I think he's a villain.
Yes,
Yeah, he's a villain.
definitely
He's
a
the
villain.
opposite of Jorge Lorenzo.
he is, especially his riding style.
Yeah, his riding style's totally opposite.
Complete into the
Marc Marquez
spectrum.
is a total villain.
He's aggressive,
Yeah, Marc
slide, do this, do that.
Yeah.
He's smooth as butter. Everything. Like,
Yeah.
Jorge's more of a Max Biaggi. The bike had to be perfect for Biaggi to get.
Yes.
Same thing with John Kaczynski back in the day. I don't know if you guys are familiar
And-
with them, but he was the same way. If he had his bike set up 100% to his liking, you couldn't fuck with him. If he didn't,
Yeah, he's
he was
anal.
everywhere.
Anal about it. Yeah, he's anal about it. Don't touch his bike.
Right.
Yeah, tomorrow. Sorry, wait. Yep.
No, you're good.
That's fine. Yeah.
You're good, bro.
So yeah, man, dude, I had such high hopes for Renz. Finally, I was like, dude, you're gonna do
Oh,
something.
Oh
man.
my God.
What did
Oh,
Renz
listen,
do?
Hold on. So before about that, hold on a bit before you guys get
I
there,
can't.
I apologize. My grandmother's asking, like, is this
No,
enough
you're
food?
good.
I'm like, yeah, it's enough food. It looks like enough food. God bless her.
Thank you, Grandma.
Yes,
right.
please, Andy, please, go, proceed.
The Alex Rins? My God. Alex Rins. Well, no, I wanted to talk about the Enea issue with the wing, right? So Enea lost the wing, finished the
Fourth.
the race
Fourth.
on fourth, right? And then let's talk about Fabio, because Fabio battling in second on P2 right next to Sarko, right? I think if he would have never had that penalty, he would have finished P1.
Probably.
But guys, notice how Fabio is a front racer. Once he falls in the back to traffic, the bike does not perform as well. I read a report. He talked about that his rear tire overheated. Is that really come down to wings and aero package and all that, Chris?
I think so. Like we had this conversation when we first met at VIR, man. You know, but before the aero package, the launch control, all the ride height devices, they didn't have none of that aero. So they didn't have none of the overheating of the front, overheating of the rear tire. Now, because everybody had kind of a clean air, even if he was behind somebody. Now with all the arrows,
it's a big track,
and with all the arrows and as soon as you come out the corner, the bike's squatting down to low center of gravity, you get the best drive. it compromises a whole lot of dirty air, right? When you're behind dirty air, it heats up the front, which causes the tire pressures to go up. So you can't corner as hard, can't corner as fast. You got to kick off the pace a little bit, let them gap you, let the front tire cool down, let the pressure come back down, and then get back at it. So, like I said,
the whole process.
Get rid of all of it.
So then all of a sudden, Alex Rins comes like a bullet, coming out of nowhere from way in the back. He came gun ho ready.
Silverstone's his track.
And then I don't know, he was gassed out, bro.
I think
he was gassed out. I thought he was really gonna win it.
I think.
He looked like he was struggling with his rear tire a lot. I feel like it kind of gave out midway throughout the race because I saw him like kind of like step off the. It wasn't the fact that like he wasn't trying hard enough. It's the fact that he couldn't. Like I felt like there was something that was going on. I don't know with the tire or something with the bike that like he was trying to like wring the bike out, but he was just so scared of potentially washing out. So I think he was trying to play it safe. But he had pace.
That's true. Did you notice, Jules? Did you notice when he made the pass and they gave him the map too? It said on the screen, Alex Rins switch mapping 2. Yeah. Did you see that? Yeah. Okay, last year they did the same thing. I want to say in France or something like that, where it was a second. It wasn't France. I don't remember what track, but they gave the same code for Alex Rins and Mur, mapping 2, and Alex Rins made the pass on Mur on that turn. Mapping 2 for me is code, guys.
To me, it's a
mapping
softer
2
power
for me
delivery.
is code.
Yeah,
it's just
fuel consumption, softer power delivery.
Balls to the wall, brother.
I knew he had the pace until of course eventually he didn't. Because when I saw Pecco charging down the straight at Silverstone, I was like, oh my god, like I was biting my nails, and then all of a sudden like Vinales and Miller and all those guys started passing him, and I was like, fuck, dude,
that Ducati, man,
it's over. I mean, I don't really blame Suzuki anymore because it's just like it's almost at the end of the year, and it's like
you can't.
There really isn't much more for them to do. It's just that Alex and Mir are just trying to work hard with what they got. Alex already has that seat with LCR Honda, so he's not like under immense pressure.
Thank God for that.
That's what I think gave him that boost after this.
To know that he has a job.
No, not only just that, Chris. I mean, he has won there against Marc.
Oh no, he's great at Silverstone, but I'm just saying
he's great at Silverstone.
You don't have to worry about because Suzuki. Nobody knows.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure on him about having a seat for next year. I get you.
Isn't.
Look at Mur. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Look at Mur. The championship still does not have a seat yet, but Alex Rins is good to go with LCR.
Right.
What is going on?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I think that's also what's played into Mir and Alex, right? So Alex come back from summer break, got a 2-year contract. He's good to go. He's happy. Mir's not 100% sure what he's going to do because he's got a certain idea in his head on what he wants.
And he crashed.
And if he don't get it, he's just going to step away, right? That's what he said.
Which is a bad move.
There is, but I think there's a whole lot of pressure. Plus, with the whole Suzuki leaving the sport, not a whole lot of updates coming, and we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And when you step into that garage, we can sit here and talk about it.
It's got to be uncomfortable.
You don't know the atmosphere, right? That attention that stuff is bringing. So you got to consider all that when you consider their performances right now, especially Rins versus Demir.
Right.
So
who would you say is having the better Suzuki season so far? Because I think regardless, because I think regardless of some of the DNFs,
Mur had like what? Like 3 or 4 DNFs he got. What's up, buddy?
Get on the track, Chris.
Yeah, Joanne Mur got like what 4 DNFs?
I mean, Rins had his share of DNFs too, but it's crazy how Rins came down from how Mir came down from a high horse from having the best season of his career, and to the worst, slowly one of the worst. Yeah. But then Rins was like,
that's the way it goes sometimes.
And then he was like, whoop, like it's a scary rise.
I think Suzuki, what they did for this season They came unprepared. I think the only thing that they did is maybe winded that Suzuki bike a little bit better. Maybe adjusted a couple things. Maybe give it a little bit of horsepower.
You know what I think? I think Suzuki's been plotting this for the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they've been plotting. Yes.
So as we got closer to the stage of this year, when they announced the retirement, if you really go back and you look for the past 3 seasons, all the updates that they've been getting have been fewer and slower in between, right?
Chris, we can confirm. Me and Jules can confirm. Jules, I don't know, Jules, you can remember, but last year there was no Suzuki merch either. It was barely a little bit, and you had to get lucky to get something.
Right.
So Suzuki's been
They've been plotting this for a long time. So you got, you know, you're in love with that little Suzuki bubble. So with you and the team, you don't see outside of it. But some people outside looking on the inside,
they see it.
They're picking it apart as it's happening. You're like, you know, there's something bigger going on with this instead of.
Especially when their suits look practically naked, like, oof, oh, it's not good.
I mean, think about it. A sponsor, you know, they promised to sign on for another 5 years. You done gave them, you know, $10 million to help sponsor the team, and the next thing you know, 3 months later,
that's a lot of termination clauses and fines that they have to pay,
and fees and lawyers and courts and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So before we close out on the MotoGP side of things, Bezzecchi scored some points. my man, Bezzecchi.
Yeah. Oh, man. Who else scored some points?
Oliveira did.
Dobby got 1 point.
Dobby did. Oliveira.
He got 1.
Marini got some
Oliveira
points.
Scored. Marini. Taka got 13. Paul got 14.
Morbidelli got 1 point.
Yeah.
Morbidelli got 15.
Yo, get this man off the team.
1 point.
my man, he's.
Hey, let's talk about Franco
Morbidelli
Morbidelli for a minute, okay? No, let's talk about Morbidelli for a minute. So I posted, somebody posted on Facebook. They're like, oh yeah, he got 1 point, this, that, and the other, right? And I keep reading the comments, and I'm like reading. Yeah, I send it to Chris, and this guy says, oh, hey, Franco, we wish you, you know,
full recovery.
Full recovery, this and the other. I asked the question. I was like, what recovery? Is he injured? He's like, yeah, you know, his knee, this, that, and the other. I didn't reply, but I'm like, over here thinking, I'm like, man, Marc Marquez damn near is a robot now.
Bionic man.
And people are still compassionate for Franco.
You know what it is?
I don't get it, man.
Dobby, Franco, they both can go. I can care less about the
guys
two.
Don't survive
but they
like this.
Yeah, dude, but that BR46 contract's got to be strong.
Solid.
Any other team would have booted him by now.
What's the first word? VR46. That's all you got to say. That's
all you got to say.
Look at Raul Fernandez.
Yeah.
God knows if he has a seat next year.
And nobody's heard about him either.
And this is trash, yo. Like,
he's kind of linked to the RNF Aprilia team. But then I kind of heard Yamaha might still have a satellite team. I mean, I really don't know what's going on. They need to get their shit
together quick.
There's rumors around. There's rumors going around that he might go to RNF. You're absolutely correct. Chris is actually correct. The Yamaha might still have a satellite team next season. There's no. I mean, Raul might go to Yamaha.
It might.
I mean,
they might be. To me, I think they might be creating it just for Raul. Just listen to me, right? This is my only thing with Raul, though, is he's a Red Bull sponsored rider, right?
Correct.
So
yes.
That's the only hindrance I see. But I could see where if they brought enough money, because that's what it's about, to say, hey, we will buy your satellite bike, we'll brand it Red Bull, the factory has the monster, and we will pay to have him on our machine. That could possibly happen. Has it ever?
For a satellite Yamaha?
I was going to ask. Has that happened?
No.
Well, don't they have to share the same?
No, they do. That's what I'm saying. One's Red Bull, one's Monster, right? It's never happened, but who's to say it can?
Like Honda, LCR, and
okay.
Right?
I get it.
I
get it. Okay.
Right? You see?
So,
that's what he's talking about.
So you know who should come over with a Red Bull sponsorship?
I already know you're gonna say it. Jules, don't even say it. Let me guess.
Yeah, I already know what he was gonna say.
A little stop.
Oh my god!
Top rack.
Turkish House of MotoGP because we're tired of fucking. No, but yeah, no, you're right. I would love to see a Red Bull Yamaha.
Chris, tell him about the. Was it you that I was talking to you about? Also, the 12 rack staying over in WSBK instead of making the jump to MotoGP.
Yeah.
Tell him about that.
I think to me, a lot of it's got to do with Top Rack don't want to come to MotoGP on a satellite bike. He wants a full factory ride.
No, he wants a factory.
And that also goes back to his manager, which is Keenan, right? So Keenan, when he back in the day when he was 5-time World Supersport, went to MotoGP for a short year, but got shit on real bad by teams, had a super bad experience, right? So now he's making money off of Top Rack being a World Superbike, being a champ, being the same ethnic, Turkish.
But who's in MotoGP? Who's in MotoGP, Chris?
Yamaha.
No. Who? He's also a manager for another rider.
Dude, I had a brain fart. Anshu. Yes.
So he manages the two. So he has him in MotoGP and Top Rack in WSBK. So he's got the two. I mean, you asked me, keep Toprak and WSBK. I know that he wants to jump to MotoGP, but he wants factory. I mean, if he wants MotoGP that bad, take whatever it is that you can get. And satellite is just as good.
They might because he has a contract till 2023 with World Superbike, right? I think this is if he wants a satellite bike, which a factory bike, which again, as much as I want him to, I don't really think is going to happen. But depending on how bad
in MotoGP
he's doing, who I mean,
they might switch him. You think?
But let me ask you this. Franco Morbidelli gets booted. Who's taking that seat? Who's taking that factory seat right next to Fabio? No one off the top of your head.
Wow, you got me. You got me thinking. You got me thinking. But it's gonna be another MotoGP rider.
Aaron Canet.
Ooh.
Okay, Aaron Canet. One more thing, though. Hold up, real quick on Top Rack.
Oh man,
Aaron Canet.
Making me think.
No bullshit. Aaron Canet. He's a beast. But hold up, hear me on Top Rack. To me, Top Rack is the perfect World Superbike rider. To me, he's not suited for MotoGP. Jules, don't hate me. Hold up, listen to me. I love you. Okay? To me, I'm not saying that he can't change his style to suit the MotoGP bike, right? But he's also up in his 24, 25.
Yeah,
it's gonna take him time.
You got to once you get to MotoGP, it's not production based. It's everything's stiffer, right? You can't be all front end like he is in World Superbike because you're going to be way back in the back, right? So you got to have that Rossi mentality where I need to evolve and change my style, but quickly.
That makes sense,
right? In order to right, but I just don't. Just the way he rides, I just don't see him ever coming to MotoGP and doing a full transitional stage. Just because part of that is production-based racing his whole life, right?
Not only just that, but let him stay over there and compete against Jonathan Rea. He can go and compete against Rea, try to steal those 6 rings that he got.
Oh, shoot, he's got the same championship rings as Jordan does. And
be a god over there versus coming to MotoGP and finishing.
That you'll be nobody, a peanut,
and then going back.
Yeah, you'll be a peanut.
Yeah, with your tail tucked back to World Superbike. They're like, man, hell no.
Yeah. And then he wants factory. Nah, man, doesn't happen. Lynn Jarvis is not gonna give him factory.
But I feel like they're giving him, they're giving him practice time on a GP bike. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna pepper him a bit, and then just see where that goes. But in terms of jumping straight into MotoGP anytime soon, I really don't know.
Jonathan Rea jumped on a Honda and he went back to WSBK, probably for the same reason. He probably couldn't. That bad. He was a fill-in rider for Pedrosa.
The best he did was 7th. He actually did really good.
That was his first time on a GP bike.
My whole thing is I don't understand why Honda never gave him the opportunity. I just don't get that. I mean,
you got Pedrosa and Marc.
Out of everybody that's come over was but listen. Okay, hold up. So you got Pedrosa. That's two.
Here we go.
Listen, Pedrosa's 2'1". You got Marquez. That's 4'3". So now you got two different people wanting two different things from the same motorcycle. Of course, you're gonna listen to Marquez because he's the champ. You're gonna shit on Pedrosa because he's a little midget in the room, right? That's doing a fill. He's good, but you can't tailor a bike around Pedrosa and make it work for Marquez, right? So he's gonna go with Marquez. So
Correct.
So it's just their whole way of mentality and the way they evolve and just stick with one person. It just don't work.
Ray and Mark kind of have the same physique, no?
And they're aggressive.
Yeah.
They're front end. They like to bike loose. I always thought Ray would have done really well, but Honda never got an opportunity because they had their little golden child.
But
now I know why I don't like the
hearing people talk about it. Hearing every podcast talk about like Toprak, and I'm just like losing hope that he's probably not going to go to Motogp, and it sucks because I feel like he's such a dog.
That's your dream,
dog.
right?
It's just like
he is. He's a beast in World
Superbike,
man.
That in MotoGP, at least I don't think so.
It just.
But if there was anybody, I could. If I was in Jarvis.
If there was anybody, it would be Toprak for sure.
Like getting rid of.
But guys, let me ask you something. Hold on one second. How long Toprak's been? Toprak was a stunt rider just a couple years ago.
He was with
Kawasaki. He just joined WSVK. How long ago?
I want to say since 20. No, I think he's been with them since 2016 or 17.
16 or 17.
He was with
I was going to say yes.
Petrucci or. However you say
yeah.
And it has taken him. And it has taken him a little while to develop to get to
Johnny
this
Ray
point.
helped him get to where he was because they were in the same Kawasaki camp.
They ran. I think they ran the 24-hour together, or the 8-hour Suzuka, whatever.
They did.
But it is a dream of mine. I hope it does happen eventually.
Yeah, we get it.
I hope
because. Again, or it's going to be another Johnny Ray situation where Johnny Ray likes to like tickle your balls and like, oh, nah.
No, listen, Toprak will get his chance. Toprak will have a window because there's a lot of injuries going in MotoGP. You never know. Maybe it'll be this season or next year. Gerloff got a chance and he got better.
Gerloff did good.
Laps than Valentino Rossi.
He did really good.
Yeah,
he did really good.
So he got his chance. Chance. I'm sure Toprak got his chance.
And Gerloff's not going to be with Yamaha next year, I'm pretty sure. I heard.
No, you don't think he's leaving?
I think Garrett Gerloff's going to Kawasaki next year.
Oh, factory Kawasaki.
Listen to what I'm saying. No, their sister team. If he does good, he'll be in the factory team.
So you think Alex Lowe's is out the door?
Wow.
Alex Lowe's, yeah, because Sam Lowe's is the one that we're trying to get
Alex Lowe's,
not next year, but
Sam Lowe's needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
we've talked about another Lowe's.
Lowe's.
Yeah, but again, like that just goes to show like the talent pool that we have in motorsports, in motorcycle motorsports. Is like there's so many moving pieces that may or may not fit, but people want to see, that's like you saying Canet might replace Morbidelli. I would love to see that. I'm a huge.
I think that would be awesome.
But I also
me too. I like Aaron
Toprak replace Morbidelli, but
but see me, Aaron Canet's better suitable because he's grown up in that stiff chassis, Moto 3, Moto 2,
and he's also a lot hungrier because he's not getting treated like a king like Toprak is. But again. We had to dig and kind of find because off the top of your dome, Canet or Toprak, who can replace Morbidelli? No. I mean aside from
if it was me,
aside from Canet
and
Toprak, who would you gamble to take that factory Yamaha seat?
I got one more. Tony Avellino.
Avellino. I think this is one of the reasons why Franco feels very comfortable where he's at because he might not. Yamaha might not have a replacement for him.
Yamaha's got a plan. They're just keeping it very secret like they always.
Jarvis ain't gonna say shit.
That's true. They've always been secretive about stuff.
They'll tell you shit. They'll just.
Yeah, he don't say.
He's a black wolf.
There's Total Wolf and there's a black wolf. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. The season is we still got a lot of racing left. The next Grand Prix is what is this? Von Ostrich.
Red Bull. We off the Red Bull.
That's,
we got like 8
that's
more
next
rounds.
week, isn't it? Oh no, it's 2 weeks from
We got like 8 more rounds, I believe.
Oh, next.
Yeah,
it's
Sunday, the 21st.
So we got this episode.
We off the Red
we're
Bull,
we're gonna do another one probably in the middle of this week, so we can run World Super. Not World Superbike, but I would love to run World Superbike, but Moto America. We gotta run Moto America because there's some shit that's been happening there too.
Moto America's on break right now, right?
But we have something to catch up with.
Moto America's on vacation.
Unfortunately, boys, that is all the time that I have today.
Okay.
So I appreciate you guys coming on the podcast again. It's been wonderful. Again, shout out to the sponsor, BRAP Life. I'm going to put that in the description link down below. BRAP Life. UK.
Thank you.
Hey, BRAP,
send me
a hat.
I'm working on that. We're also
Yes.
going to work on our PTG merch. And you know it's gonna be good.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that's gonna be going on. We're gonna be launching our Gamecast pretty soon. Chris made an Xbox account, so we're gonna do some test runs.
And the Facebook in the gas.
Yes.
Yeah, I was plug it in, Chris. Plug it
will.
in. Pin the gas on
Everybody go check it
Facebook.com.
out.
Go
We're
give
gonna
us a
get that
follow.
Like and subscribe, and give us
yeah,
your
because
feedback, please.
What I say? All criticism is good criticism.
It's good.
It'll only just help us.
Good criticism.
All right. So again, I've been Cool Jules. That is the show Simco. That is Andelix Row. Thank you guys for another great episode. Peace out.